Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know.
I didn't know Virginia was on the border of Tennessee. I didn't know they bordered each other.
Apparently this town, Bristol, is in Tennessee and Virginia.
Oh. Oh. So this is day 8. Me and my partner just did a quick stop at Chick-fil-A. Go down in the comments if you guys enjoy Chick-fil-A. And I swear, I always say Chick-fil-A is like crack. Like when you start eating it, you get cravings for it every day. Like it's crazy. But right now we're in West Virginia, making our way to Ohio. I just did the first 2.5 hours, and he's gonna be taking over when we leave here. So hopefully I can get some footage of the Hell Week, aka rehearsal week, is over. And so now this is kind of where we get to go to our locations, do our shows. And our first stop, we have 2 shows in Ohio. So really looking forward to that, and it's one of my first favorite places. Okay, I'm gonna head to the bathroom. Because did you get your tea already?
Oh, I realized I'd have to ask them. I don't feel like
Oh, you threw your cup away?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. But yeah, our first show that we perform is like my favorite show, Black History Hall of Fame. That's the one most likely I'm going to try and hire a videographer so I can get some footage of it so you guys can see it, because it's actually a really cute show, and it really has stretched me as an actor and as an artist. So I guess I'm going to do that. I'll check back in with you guys while I'm on the road. It's $4 out.
Yeah.
This is part of tour life, guys. We have to stop for tolls, and I'm in charge of doing the books.
Could I have a receipt as well?
That's what me and my partner
Could I have a receipt as well?
decided to do once we switch off driving. Whoever's in the passenger seat has to do the books. And so basically, outside of just having to perform different shows at various venues, you also have to keep in mind grabbing receipts and doing expense reports and whatnot. So that consists of tolls, gas, maintenance, because a part of this tour, we are also in charge of driving ourselves there. And so that means oil changes and whatnot. As performers, we're not covering these things until I want the company in which we work for. But you have to keep accurate records and be very mindful. And so part of that is that, sorry, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking for a pen. I'll talk to you real quick before I look for the pen. Part of that is also making sure that you kind of create a system to where this definitely gets done, because above everything you need to be covered financially, because again, if anything was to go wrong or if anything was to come short or missing, who are they gonna look at first? Me and Aaron. So we're actually recording the numbers and doing the expense reports as they're happening, so that's just one less thing we have to worry about at the end of the week when we send this information in. So just keep that in mind too, because being on tour, as you guys are going to see in the rest of this vlog, as I begin to collect some more footage and kind of document this experience, you not only have to worry about the content in which you're performing or getting to those performances, but also this stuff as well.
In 2 miles, keep right onto I-77 north toward Parkersburg.
Favorite game that I played on my 360, a game called Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout New Vegas. Okay, what's that one about?
It's in the same series of games. Have you ever heard of the Elder Scrolls?
No.
Okay. It's this hugely popular series of like RPGs and role-playing games.
Okay. I'm gonna get some gas, and I probably should buy a couple snacks and everything. And most likely during the course of this tour, I'm gonna talk a little bit about like budgeting and stuff like that, because I really don't want to eat out that much, because the pockets, no. But also health. trying to be health conscious. I'm actually in the process of going plant-based, and it hasn't been too bad because I found some really great meat alternatives, but still. So it's looking like I'm going back to college days. Epic. Like some of this chili though, even though I just said I'm trying to go plant-based, but moving so fast by being on the road, it's really hard to, like, you know, keep in mind not to shop for convenience, because there's so many, like, 1,000,001 things going on in my head right now. Sun chips, see? I'm trying to be conscientious. Just a little bit. You guys like sun chips? What's your favorite flavor? Maybe it's something I've never tried before, because I don't think I've had, like, every single flavor. But yeah, let me think some more. I just wanted to, like, throw on the video real quick to talk about that to you guys. Like, be mindful also as artists. Like, we don't have bread like that. Sometimes the life we live, like me being able to be in hotels all the time, talking about gas and stuff gets paid. Not everything gets paid, and I ain't got that much money to begin with. But I'm on this journey of financial literacy, and so I'm trying to make sure that I'm preparing myself for at least by the time that I'm 30. You know, trying to be a little bit comfortable. I heard something like really funny the other day. I met somebody, they were like, you know you're financially comfortable when all your bills are on auto pay. Come on, somebody. Like,
Ohio!
think about this is the fact that we're literally riding over the Ohio River. The routes that escaping slaves used during the Underground Railroad. And I know y'all know that song from back in the day that we used to learn in school, Follow the Drinking War, talk about the North Star and the Big Dipper and all that. All of that's related to Ohio. So Ohio is actually a state that's like super historical on so many levels than we could even imagine. So we're literally driving on history. It's epic. I just want to share that. It's pretty dope. It's weird. That's what I be talking about when I'm saying, like, stay in the present, be in the moment, be intentional, and where we're going in Ohio. I know everybody knows Ohio for, like, Cleveland, but I just passed a sign, and we're, like, about 200 miles away from Cleveland. Epic. Super epic. And it's snowing right now, which is, like, really annoying. I don't know if you can, like, tell. You see like a little bit, yeah, you see a little bit of it on the ground and stuff. But it's crazy. Aaron, what did you say about the snow? When were we supposed to expect it?
Monday.
And it's snowing now.
Saturday, yes.
So this is our ritual that we do every time we get to a new hotel room, to christen the room and bring good luck and spirits and safety. See, it even relieved me. Aaron, how'd that bed feel? Epic. Aaron always goes first. 5-hour drive all the way to Cambridge, Ohio. It's cold outside. And all I had is this mini jacket, because I don't know about y'all, but I'll be trying to listen to my mom, but then I'll be like, but I know, like, there's global warming, climate issues. It ain't gonna be cold. It's snow outside. And ever since I moved back from Los Angeles, I'm not hot-blooded no more. I actually be cold. So if anybody sees this vlog and I'm still on my tour, I'm on my tour until March 2nd, hit me up. Send your girl some gloves. Be much appreciated, because I think it might just be cold every city that we're going to. But I'm serious, if you're watching this and I'm still on my tour, hit your girl up, send me some gloves, Venmo, PayPal, buy some gloves. Remember I was telling y'all about artists and how we barely have any bread? Because, now when I say that, I don't mean like I'm a starving artist, because I really don't ascribe to that philosophy. I don't mind not having money in my account if I can see it around me. Meaning my lights are on, I ate, I got clothes, my cell phone on, my mama got what she need, my car note is paid, my insurance is paid, stuff like that. It'd be like, no, look at my blessings around me. So that's kind of how I be looking at money and whatnot. But the stuff like, you know, my eyebrows, makeup, hair. That's why I be like, I'm broke because I got all my necessities. But it don't be that bad.
What do you think? Maybe like an hour, maybe, for this. I do laundry.
Okay.
And when I get all that done, we do like a little bit more, depending on how, and for how long depends on how long it takes me to get back.
Okay.
And if it helps tomorrow, I could try and drive tomorrow while you... Freedom. As Americans, all of us today celebrate this word.
For many, it's the word, it's the single word that best describes America.
Yet, do we really know what it means? Freedom?
The official definition of the word is
The power or right to speak, act, or think as one wants without hindrance.
the ability to do what you want without being punished.
Freedom.
It's part of the documents that made up our country.
It's part of the patriotic songs we sing, and it's the word our soldiers fight for abroad.
Yet, for much of our nation's history, freedom didn't apply to everyone.
For around 250 years of our nation's past, whether or not you were free depended on a few things. Most importantly,
The color
I
of
made
your skin.
myself and God that I was going to be transparent and be the artist that I feel as though I didn't have when I first decided to take this as like a career, or even try to imagine or think, could this be a career? I didn't have like that go-to person, mentor, online resources, these veggies are Aggie situation, right? So that is the vow I made to myself and to God, to say, anybody that's out there watching or listening, I'm here, utilize me, I'm a resource. I pride myself on being approachable and you know whatnot, and kind of going through the fires and not necessarily telling you what to do or saying that this is the right or wrong way, because best believe it is not any right or wrong way. There's no handbook to this, but there are some things that you can foresee or tread lightly or seek assistance or get some help on. And if my experience can do that for you, then I've done my job. I know I said I was gonna do like food reviews too. So part of like budgeting, which we'll talk about at some point over the course of these next 5 weeks, I got a frozen TV dinner meal. It's Stouffer's, because I caused myself trying to be bougie, like, okay, let me take it a step up and do something really name brand. I felt kind of guilty eating this because I'm trying to go plant-based, but it's a process, one day at a time. Don't be so hard on yourself. This is the first time I had meat. I'm lying. I still had Chick-fil-A earlier. I was gonna say this is the first time I had meat today, but that would be a lie. So if anyone's interested in Stouffer's, we're gonna see how this goes. I've never had this before, surprisingly, because I was in college and I dormed in college, and the microwave is life. I knew people in college who cooked oodles and noodles in college, and not like cup of noodles, but like straight up from the pack oodles and noodles in the microwave. Like, hella resourceful. I mean, it's not my mama or my grandma's, but it's alright. How much is it? It was like $3. I see you. Mini Mart that I went to. A little more. To make sure. You know, the first bite be like, it'd be real good. The first bite if you starving. Okay, cheese. Oh, melt. Ready. Okay. Mad hot. I put it in the microwave for like 6 minutes. I always like to like overcook this stuff because it be mad processed and it's the microwave, like, you know. And it's mad hot, but it's really good. I wouldn't add no salt or nothing, because sometimes I'll be doing it with like microwavable dinners. I'll be adding salts and garlic powders and parsley. I don't got none of that stuff in it. I do have garlic powder. It's in the car, but I'm not going outside. It's too cold. Y'all, it's snow on the ground in Ohio. Day 8 is tragic. This is tomorrow. I'm actually very excited about it. It's the show that I'm most comfortable with. But adulting never ends because I am at the laundromat. I have to clean some of these clothes. Anybody out there want to come on tour with me and do the adulting stuff for me? Be much appreciated. Nah, I'm gonna definitely wash some of these clothes up. I ran some lines before I left the house because as you're on tour, you know, it never really ends. You're always having to run to make sure that it's still fresh in your mind, fresh material, and you just give a very exciting show one after the other. But I'm glad we get to start the tour off with my favorite show, Black History Hall of Fame, where I get to play 12 different characters. People like Sojourner Truth, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Will Smith, Maya Angelou, and a couple other ones. But like I said, I'm gonna really try my best that at some point during this tour, be able to hire a videographer so I can get some footage of Black History Hall of Fame because it's actually very cute. And for me, I really took it seriously as far as character work, accents, nuances, and things like that. So I'm really trying to break up the characters and really create them to be different people in such a short amount of time. So there's that, but let's wash these clothes up, relax for a little bit. I brought my script with me so I could be looking over it at some of these clothes, wash and dry. I'm in Ohio, actually really excited to be in Ohio because I think I'm like at least 20 or like 30 minutes outside of Akron, Ohio, which is LeBron James's hometown. And if most of you keep up with celebrity news, you know that as of 2018, he opened up a school he funded for impoverished youth in Akron. And so for me, that's all I really knew about Ohio. So it was kind of nice to kind of drive through Akron because he's one of our basketball greats, right? So there's that. Keep me in your prayers, y'all. Remember, stay purposeful, stay intentional, and I'll check back in with you guys a little later when I get to the hotel, or if I'm eating. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I made it back to my hotel room from going to do my laundry, and I decided to turn my camera horizontally, so hopefully now it's no longer vertical like the first week. A couple of the other days that in this vlog are vertical, so I apologize for that. So from here on out, day 8 and above, I will be recording like this. I'm kind of tired. I don't know if it's just the fact of being out so long wore me out. It's possible. I just finished eating too, so that's also very possible. And I know I said I was gonna let you guys see everything I eat, but I was so hungry. I would have looked like a sad bitch. So before I go to sleep, I'm gonna run some lines for my show tomorrow. I just actually got off the phone off a video chat with someone from back home, and this is like the downfall of like touring and being away from home. Yes, you get to perform and do what you love. Yes, you get to spread a wonderful agenda and uplift and enlighten and educate and entertain so many people. But then, like, you miss out on stuff that's, like, going on. And, like, me, I've always been a traveler. And I've always been, like, excuse me, on the run. But it still doesn't change the feeling at all of feeling like, dang, I'm missing out. So it's, like, bittersweet. But I know for me, you know, the feelings will pass and things like that, and this experience will probably be over before I know it. So I really wanted to focus on being like in the moment and enjoying it, and not focusing too much on the uncomfortable or negative aspects of it. It's super cold out here in Ohio. Like there's like a freeze warning or something. The roads were super icy. I don't understand. But yeah, I'm about to switch my clothes, rehearse a little bit, and I'm gonna go to sleep because I have an early day tomorrow. I'm 30 minutes outside of the first location for the performance, which means me and my partner have to get up pretty early, which means it needs to be an early night. So we're gonna run a little bit, and then we're probably both gonna knock out. So this is day 8. Tomorrow will be the first day. I pray it goes well, And I will check that place. Good morning, y'all. It is 7 o'clock in the morning, day 9. And today is the first show here in Ohio at one of the elementary schools out here. I had to get up fairly early because the location is 30 minutes away. The show starts at 9, but we need to be there about an hour early, so my partner's getting ready right now. And then we're gonna head over to the school and set up and begin the show. He gave us a company shirt. It's pretty dope. I'll show you the back of it. It says company member in the back. So that was nice of them. Don't have to worry too much about wardrobe, except all the other things if I decide to like go around the city and go see some things, which I really might get to do. So I can vlog that because, like I said, I'm a traveling girl. I studied abroad in England and I went to numerous countries while I was out there, and I got so many videos and pictures. I just never posted them and stuff. Because me and social media have like a love-hate relationship. Hence why I even have a social media manager, because I just don't really like social media that much because of the attachment and the addictive aspects of it. And so all the things that I post on my social media, though, don't get it wrong, all those captions and the pictures, all those things tend to be my ideas. I just have someone to physically do them for me. And yeah, you know, when you start to get to a place in your career where there's some things that like you're like, damn, I really technically don't have the time to do it, but it really does help the business or the brand in which I am. You can like begin to seek out other people, and the first thing people automatically think is money, right? It's all in how you approach, it's all in how you look at things. And so for me, because I'm still considered a new actor, I'm just not green, and green kind of means like you're a virgin to everything. You're a virgin to submissions, you're a virgin to agents and managers, you're a virgin to performing, you're a virgin to training, and just the business. And I'm not a virgin to those things, but I'm also not as seasoned, right? And so I still consider myself a new actor, but I'm not green. But even being a new actor, that's how I kind of look at it. I'm like, you know, if it were me and I kind of wanted to jump in to do something, nobody would pay me top dollar. You gotta work your way up the ladder. And so I kind of look at that philosophy in all industries. And so to recruit my social media manager, I basically, it's like a pay-as-you-go type of thing, and she pretty much just works off of merit. And even with that, I'm just a generous person, so, you know, I'll throw some change to the PayPal, remember her birthday, things like that, you know, meaningful things. And it helps her gain experience because she's not as seasoned in her career either, but she knows so much shit. She went to school for it. This is what she wants to do as a career, and I'm kind of like her internship, so to speak. And so once her contract is done with me, because, you know, contracts, once her contract is done with me, it's written in her contract that she's able to request a letter of recommendation. She's able to put me on her resume, and my brand is actually attached to my mother's company, that social service organization. I don't know if you guys probably don't know about that. My mom's the CEO of the company, and my brand is actually attached to that as well. And so pretty much anybody who does any creative professional jobs underneath the brand of Asia E. Marche is automatically attached to my mom's actual company. So you get to put that on your resume, which is pretty dope, right? Because when you go into these jobs, they're looking for experience, like, but it's entry level. That's kind of like why I do what I do. So if there's anybody out there that wants to like kind of get into production, because I'm also working on a documentary, among other things after that documentary. So if you're just looking to get into the entertainment industry, period, and you kind of want some experience with some things, again, my Instagram and my email is in the description box below. You can message me here on YouTube. You can message me if you're watching this from my Facebook fan page. You can message my fan page, and one of my assistants will get back to you, or let me know that you're trying to connect with me, and I'll reach out. But yeah, you know, there's so many things to learn. There's so many places that you can start. But y'all just saw my face like that because I was looking at a text message from one of my bosses back at the theater company. I was trying to come on this video and tell y'all, oh my god, I just got finished doing my very first show, and it was so great. Like, I think it was a success. As always, there's gonna be, you know, nerves and maybe a little improv for a line here and there, but that's just what happens when, you know, you get a feel for the crowd, and now you got all these other elements, the kids are talking. But for the most part, we had a really great time, which I loved, and I made sure to speak out to the back of the room because we were in a whole gymnasium. It was like 300 kids. So I made sure to use the house, walk around in there, go up to them all the way in the back too, because I remember being that tall kid at school. I'm like, don't show us no love in the back. Like,
lazy. But nah, I'm just playing. So I made sure to do that. And like I said, it was just a really great show. This is my favorite show out of all the ones that we have performed. But that face I made at the beginning is because my before we left for rehearsal week, aka Hell Week, one of the shows that we previewed for our bosses, they weren't feeling it. And that's part of what y'all saw during last week's vlog. I struggled with me saying all these lines and crying and these breakdowns because it just always felt like every time I did something, it was not good enough. And part of that was that I was getting two different forms of direction from the CEO. It's why are you paraphrasing it? From the director, it's paraphrase. We don't have that much time, so when I go to perform it now, it's just really not good enough or whatever. Long story short, he wants us to preview it while we're on this tour. And he's like, he texted us just now talking about what time gonna be a good time for y'all. We got 2 shows today. These are one of the most draining shows because I have over 20 costume changes. And I'm like, oh, let's just wait till after the show, like maybe 3 or 4. And he's like, let's meet the difference, 3:30. Okay. But just the fact that I have to prove the worth of a show while I'm already like in the midst of it, it's really aggy and frustrating. Politics, y'all, like it never ends, it never leaves. But I'm not gonna let that discouragement get me down. I hope I know that show to the best of my ability. And again, he's gonna get what he gets. I'm gonna try, of course, because that's just what I do. I invest in any and everything that I do. But damn, I'm tired. I was mad out of breath. Like, y'all know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song? So I gotta sing it with some minor like changes to the lyrics to fit for the audience. Hella out of breath because of the changes. But it's over. We have our next show. I'm gonna give me something to drink and be on our way for the next show. I'll check in back with you guys probably after the preview and let y'all know what fuckery this is. Thanks for listening. Brain can't work today? I didn't think so.
First of all, let me start this video by like God is good. Amen. Come on, somebody. I told y'all that my boss back in North Carolina wanted to Skype in with us to do this preview of the show or whatever because it wasn't in the place where he wanted it to be. So we did it. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I've been running the script and stuff like that, but it was really nerve-wracking to me because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what he's looking for. He hasn't liked anything that my partner and I done thus far. And so I'm a little nervous because the first time we premiered this show was on Thursday. Today is Monday. So he already was probably rocky, like, what the hell is this about to be? But I kind of changed my perspective going in on it, you know. The main thing about when this tour even was granted to me and I booked this tour by the grace of God was that I recognized what this opportunity was. So often as artists, we have to understand what is the reason for why things are happening. And as I've mentioned to you guys before in previous vlogs, I'm a spiritual person, and so alignment is huge for me and purposefulness is very huge to me. And sometimes, you know, I'm trying to get to know God a little bit more, so I'll be like, God, what you doing in my life? Like, how you trying to move? And the biggest thing I recognized when I booked this tour, because mind you, I auditioned for this theater company before and I did not get it, and so when I auditioned again, I did get it. But in between those 2 times of the audition, I saw the casting director at another event where I was working as an actor, so that was already surreal. However, the point back to alignment. When I booked this show and understanding all the different things that were going to transpire, doing different shows, granted I didn't know till after I signed my name on the contract, that's another story, doing 3 shows, traveling and performing these shows over all across the country, the responsibility that was given to me, the type of content that these shows are, and how Black history is hugely important to me because I really pride myself on understanding the shoulders in which I stand on and understanding the greats in which I've come before, and gaining a strong familiarity with the cloth that I'm cut from of our ancestors, right? Because I know that I'm very blessed that they've paved the way for me. However, back to alignment. If you guys know Viola Davis, right? We all know her from Shonda Land's How to Get Away with Murder. Did you know that Viola Davis actually started on Law & Order as a prosecutor, as a recurring guest star, like in and out? Whether it's a recurring or guest star, I'm not sure which of the ones. You know, sometimes the billing of recurring guest star and guest star overlap in similarities. However, she was a prosecutor, y'all. And so do you think at that time Viola Davis was like, I know God is preparing me to be on How to Get Away with Murder as Annalise Keating? Probably not, but that's something I do want to ask her though, because I had the pleasure of meeting Viola Davis one time and she told me that I'm like, she said, keep going, queen, keep going. I'm like, Viola. She's a great person, by the way. Anyway, I wonder if she knew? You know, I have to ask her that question. And so fast forward to me, what are you preparing me for, God? Because I know that you're disciplining me. I know that you are causing me to have trust and have faith and to take on these serious roles and to understand character work and have me around writers and the CEO of this theater company and having to preview certain things. What are you preparing me for? Because often in all these different audiences, you know, also just knowing, is this something you want to do? Because as y'all seen in last week, like, your girl was like on the brink of like, I was breaking down, but I was on the brink of feeling like I don't even want to do this anymore. But I'm not going to allow one experience to put a bad taste in my mouth. And I suggest you all do the same. But recognize this alignment, right? Alignment and preparation. I don't know what God is preparing me for, but I know that I'm going to do the damnedest and the best job that I can do to bring joy and enlightenment and entertainment to all my audiences, but also recognize where I am right now. So with me changing my perspective and going, Skyping in with the CEO to preview this show so that he knows, because there's money on the line, you know, from a business standpoint, again, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I really do, because me becoming an entrepreneur recently and really taking strong strides towards these things of maintaining business and requiring relationships, understanding a new relationship with money, I get it. You know what I'm saying? People have booked and paid a lot of money for these shows. Totally understandable. Preparation, y'all. This is the type of shit that happens in screen tests, you know, for network TV. I don't know if I've shared this with you all on the vlog, but my experiences in theater, my experiences in film, but I'm truly trying to break into television, and television is a whole different beast. You know, that consists of chemistry reads, screen tests, and screen tests is something that happens when you go on a stage. There's no camera, mind you. You go on a stage, you can't really see who's in the audience, but it's the network executives, it's the writer, it's a possible director, it's the producers, and they're just judging to see if you're good enough to then move on and be booked by the network. This morning, it hit me when I was like, after my first show, I was like, no, after my second show, I was like, damn, like, I'm really nervous about this, but pause. Alignment and preparation. I got to understand why this theater company booked me in the first place and why God placed this into my life, right? This was an example. 1 second.
Don't you think it's a little strange it's raining? Because usually it only rains in the winter when it's not quite cold enough.
Right.
It's colder than shit out here.
Yes, and I really hope the ice, you know, they were talking about an ice storm or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Wednesday's supposed to be like death. Go inside and die in front of the TV for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We're from California.
Oh, wow. What part?
Bay Area.
Bay Area. Okay, so by like Oakland.
It's cold.
Oakland.
You can tell I'm in the bathroom, and from the previous scene that you saw, when I was trying to explain to you all what I was talking about in terms of alignment and positioning and the Heavenly Father, and a man walked over and rudely interrupted us. And he saw me talking, because look how animated I am talking at y'all, you know, and I think before when I was recording, like, I was really going ham. And this man just like started walking over and talking about football and conspiracy theories, and y'all saw a little bit of it, but that was just the short version. There's so much more that he was talking about. But anyway, to continue what I was saying, was I was trying to explain to you all about Annalise Keating and Viola Davis, and that did she know that she was being prepared for Annalise Keating? And so before I walked into that situation of previewing the show for my CEO of the company, I had to rearrange my thought process going in, rearrange my perception of the situation. Instead of being timid, nervous, concerned, all these negative things that will dictate your behavior subconsciously, I looked at it like, wait a minute, pause, positioning, alignment. I hope to be enthralled in television and be a series regular one day, okay, in Jesus' name. And part of that, of reaching a series regular, is that you have to go through a screen test. And a screen test basically means that you're on stage, albeit by yourself, with another actor, and you're literally performing a scene, but there's not really a camera there. I mean, I've heard that some, there are a camera, but most of the stories I've heard, there is no camera there. And the people in the audience are like blacked out, but the people in the audience are network executives, producers, showrunners, writers, potential directors, and they pretty much make the final determination if you get booked, if this is good enough for what she's bringing to the table or what he's bringing to the table. Screen test it. And that's exactly what I had to start looking at this situation, is prepare me so that when I go into these uncomfortable situations, I know what this feels like, and I can put those feelings and put those insecurities in a place to where it does not dictate the performance. And so I had it, and we concluded it. And again, he went to a situation where he's like, oh, we're in a better place than we were before. Honestly, I think it's the writing, and you guys as actors, like, make it magical. And so pretty much that was him telling us be directors, which thank God I calmed down from earlier, because I could have been saying a lot of things on camera that probably would have been inappropriate to share. But I just would have wanted to say it because I would just be venting. Nonetheless, we're continuously running. We're continuously thinking of ideas and preparation. That was the lesson out of this all. With this particular script is that get through it. And there's times where I want to quit this show. I'm going to quit this tour, like seriously. And it's getting to a point where it's getting out of hand because of something else that happened that's, again, inappropriate for me to talk about. But let me tell you something. When it comes to partnerships and when it comes to partners, the work is first. Leave all those external factors, feelings, emotions, perceptions out the window.
Okay, this gonna be real quick because I done configured how to set my phone up right here. But first of all, I'm really mad because I just went to go see a lake and my pictures that I took got deleted. But luckily, I'm not addicted to technology and social media like that, so it's whatever. It wasn't meant. So y'all know I'm really excited right now because I wanted to do a food review, a real one at that. Of something that's like solely just like in Ohio. So for those of you who don't know, pizza is my absolute favorite food. To kind of give you some context as to how much of a pizza fiend I am. Pizza Hut used to be my favorite brand until they changed the way that they make their pizza and it's no longer a buttery crust. However, the shortcut to get the old Pizza Hut would be to order from Domino's and get their pan pizza. That's how old Pizza Hut used to taste, with the buttery garlic crust and whatnot. But I'm about to try Romeo's Pizza here in Ohio. I got half cheese and half mushrooms. Shout out to my old co-worker when I was a teenager at the movie theater, Tiffany, who put me on the mushrooms. I never stopped eating them since. Okay. Let's see just how this is. Sauce popping. What you think?
It's not bad.
Sauce a little sweet for me, but
I agree.
I see you, Ohio. It's crazy. I love cheese, but damn. I'm gonna check back in with y'all later. I just wanted to hear that crazy story that happened to me. Oh. Nah, I'll fill y'all in later because I'm hungry. I'll check back in with y'all after my last show and I'm on the road to the next state. I'll let you know in the next video. I'll let you know in the next couple seconds. I hit y'all back after we just wrapped our last show in Ohio. It's a whole blizzard outside. Aaron's tight because he's driving in it. I don't know if y'all really could tell, but like they shutting their schools down for the rest of the week. So we on our way to Kentucky. I'm just waiting for the good Lord to be like, Kentucky's canceling their schools too for the rest of the week. But yeah, everything went cool. It went fine. The kids enjoyed their time with Black History Hall of Fame. We're gonna put this one down where I can pick up Harriet Tubman and do her some justice, you feel me? The leader, Moses, okay? I don't know if y'all knew that they used to call Harriet Tubman Moses because she was the savior. But for the Underground Railroad. But yeah, so what was I about to say? Oh, something pretty cool happened at the first show that we performed in Ohio. Their local newspaper was there, and so my partner and I ended up getting interviewed, and I don't know if any of y'all know me. And if you don't know, let me introduce myself. I'm a huge fan of watching interviews, whether I'm watching them or I'm reading them. I love The Breakfast Club. I love The Hollywood Reporter, the actor roundtables, producer roundtables. I read stuff on Deadline. These are the trades, by the way. So all you artists in the entertainment industry, make sure you're keeping up with your trades. Like, this is where you get prime information, like shows that are about to come out, pilots, things about like directors and producers and casting directors, and then just to support fellow artists within the industry. You never know who you're gonna meet and be able to have something to say to them just because you're thinking of things outside of yourself in your own career. So that's what they call them. They call them trades. Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Shadow and Act, things of that nature. I'm gonna go because my phone memory is tragic, and I would hate for me to start ranting and then I won't have any space to finish my thought.
I thought about editing this part out, but like I really gotta stop doing vlogs in the bathroom because y'all gonna think that I'm in here using the bathroom, and I'm really not. I'm actually just in here because it's late. We have a really early show tomorrow, and I don't want to disrupt my partner because he's trying to go to sleep right now. But I came in here to tell y'all that we made it to Kentucky. The drive was brutal. It was a blizzard. It was traffic. I was falling asleep. He was falling asleep, and it was just tragic. And so to think that tomorrow when we perform 3 shows, we gotta get right back on the road right after the 3rd show and drive to Georgia. I really thank God for this opportunity. I really do. You know what I'm saying? And I really didn't expect to be busted all the time for this vlog, but like this is what the tour life looks like for me because I'm always in costume. I really rarely have a free moment to be cute. But nah, I wanted to come in and check in with you guys and just say like, damn, like this is only the 1st week and I really feel like exhausted now that I've actually started performing shows and driving and trying to take care of myself and like, you know, getting into the flow. It's like, this is what they be talking about. Where's my team? But there was this one black girl in the audience, glasses, and she just was so looking at me like she was just in awe, you know. And so I used that opportunity to make eye contact with her. I think I touched her a couple times, like on her cheek. I was like, you know, I think when I was being Aretha, I have to sing you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like the queen of soul. Right, that part. I can't wait till I get footage of Black History Hall of Fame so y'all can see it, because I'm literally being stretched as an artist. But anyway, I was singing it to her, and she was so like, I felt it. I'm an empath. All my empaths out there, y'all know how I go. It was a lot, but that was the epiphany. Like all this while, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do that. Did you ever stop to think maybe that you're doing it and he blessed you? Like I can remember going to Radio City Music Hall, seeing the Rockettes for the first time when I was like 9 or like 8 or something. And I remember them giving me eye contact and being bubbly, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, she's thinking at me, oh my god, oh my god, yes, I want to be like that, you know, like, I have the opportunity to give that to a kid every day. I'm tired, the politics of this company is pissing me the hell off, but that, the youth, and even the teachers that have come up to me, and they're like, Black people are great, and I'm like, oh, you're late. Yeah, and then I can turn back into an adult when I'm talking to the teachers in the ad, and I'm like, oh, y'all late? Y'all didn't know? You didn't know there's Black excellence? Oh, you're late. Welcome. We've been here. We've arrived. But I'm gonna try and go get some shut eye because I have early day tomorrow. 3 shows back to back. Same.
I know y'all probably wondering why are you just waking up.
It is 10:30. We are in Kentucky, and y'all will never believe all our shows this morning got canceled. We got snowed in. Now, I'm from New Jersey. You feel me? I'm from New Jersey, the state where you be like, oh, all the cities is shut down, all the organizations and businesses, school closings, the whole nine. And your job still be like, all right, so we'll see you at 10 o'clock. But I've reached a point in my life now where I understand that these companies don't care about you. They care about them first, and then they care about you. I'm not risking my life. That's just not what I'm gonna do. And secondly, my partner's from Alabama. He don't know no snow. Hell no. He was on some ice, and it was almost tragic because he didn't expect to happen what was going to happen. The boss man had to come and talk about, oh, well, maybe I should just be on y'all way and go after he spoke to him. I said, oh, he said, what? All the schools were shut down, mind you. I checked news websites, I checked the weather advisory. The town was just shut down, and where we were supposed to perform this morning, they couldn't get into contact with them either. So I said, wait, he said, what? And so my partner's like, yeah, he said that's just what we're going to have to do. My partner's a very passive person. I said, excuse me. I'm going to call him back. I asked him, I was like, do you want to do this? Like, are you okay? He's like, no, not really. I was like, okay, then you don't let people walk over you like that, especially when it comes to your safety. You don't do that. I don't care if it's a job, it's a boss, a hierarchy, it don't matter. Your safety is what's important, and nobody's going to care more about you than you. Your girl picks up that phone and say, hello, listen. It's about 5 inches outside. Okay? I'm from New Jersey. You already know how that go. I know what snow looks like. I know what looks like in a drivable condition. I don't know what you want to do. And to be honest with you, my partner, you don't even have any experience of driving. Therefore, I'm not even comfortable having him drive because I'm not driving it. And before I could even finish it, since he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, ended up checking the schools, and you're right, everything is closed. Indicating as if we were insinuating. That's the word I'm looking for, insinuating. As if we were lying. Long story short, everything was canceled. We got in contact with the company who had booked the location, who had booked us. And it was like, oh yeah, no, it's way too much snow. We didn't even anticipate that. But he was trying to tell us to be on our way and just see what happens. No, artists, remember one thing, and I know they say in the business, oh, people are going to tell you what to do, you're going to be a piece of meat. And listen, sometimes I'm okay with being a piece of meat, and I believe that sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles. But one thing I don't play with are my 3 P's. Listen carefully. My pay, my pain, safety, and dang, I forgot my 3rd P. It's my pay, my pain. I forgot my 3rd P though, but either way, it is my 3. I just woke up. Understand that. Brain fog. But yeah, no. Okay? You pick and choose your battles, and in this case, I chose pain. Now we get paid regardless, because that's just the business. Okay, you understand? We should make sure your business endeavors are in order. But no one's going to care more about you than you, and the same with your business. No one's going to care more about your business or your brand than you. You may have a team around you if you have representation and you have management. No one's going to work harder than you. They're going to help, which is amazing. I have excellent, representation who I love and I appreciate. I've only known them for such a short amount of time in auditions, but I've gotten, wow, the time that they make for me when I reach out. Wow, thank you. But again, understand, I book this territory on my own. Self-submissions, it never ends. Because again, no one's going to work harder than you. You take the assistance. Don't be passive. Don't be passive.
Come on here and share with y'all. Y'all, why is Aaron mad because he went to McDonald's and they didn't butter his biscuit, nor did they cut it for him?
It's assumed.
You never had nobody not cut your biscuit or butter it?
Never. I have to do it myself. Because I realized I ordered grape jelly.
And you saw how picky she was when I was like, can I have some grape jelly? She was like, how many?
Yeah, how many, like...
The heck? These fast food employees, y'all, I don't understand. I don't know what happened in the world. What happened to great customer service? When whenever I worked at Dairy Queen or I worked at Union Theaters, I used to always say, do you want some extra? Do you want some extra? Because stuff like that, drinks, we don't pay for. We just pay for the cups. And condiments, you get like a value package deal when you go shopping for like your stock at the restaurant when you get it from corporate. But these employees act like this stuff come out your check. Because I asked for extra jelly. Is that going to take 30 cents off of your check? No. It would be an extra. Well, just some chips, by the way. I know you're probably wondering, I'm glad you said you was going to talk to us when you got to Georgia. Well, unfortunately, our shows in Georgia are canceled as well because of the inclement weather. Put in the comments if y'all ever had some bad experiences at fast food restaurants. I actually would like to know. And then let me know what state or city that was in, because I'm just curious like that. I told y'all in my previous life, I feel like I would have been an investigative journalist if I wasn't an actor. Or a psychological researcher, because I'm both of those things. But if I could choose to do anything else, I would have been an investigative journalist. I would have worked on CNN or some shit. Or I would have worked for, I love travel, so maybe I would have worked for like BBC News and stuff too, because I like international affairs as well. You just can't digest all that stuff because it does something to your, At this point, oh, I think I got it from over there. You gonna use some more?
Oh, no.
Yeah, this was over there by the cups or the bottles. At this point, I don't even know what day we on, y'all, for me to even say, welcome to day such and such. I really don't even know. I'm really tired, though. I just got finished doing the first half of the drive, so we're on our way to South Carolina. We stopped to get some Zaxby's. I really like Zaxby's. I never really get to have it that much. But they have this Caribbean jerk sauce for their wings, and I've been dying to try it. And before I came on this tour, because I'm based in North Carolina, I tried to go there to get some, and it's been so popular that they ran out. And that day was crazy. I was driving around because Zaxby is not close to where I live, and I get there and they don't even have what I want. So I was low-key tight. But I'm gonna try this, and I'm really tired. I really don't want to hold the camera, so I'll probably tell y'all how it was after I'm done eating it, because also I don't have that much space on my phone. I think I said that to y'all before. I gotta make some space tonight when we get to the hotel. So I
saw that from so far away. I thought it was like some sort of construct, like a furnace or something.
Yeah.
It was so far away.
Oh God. Apparently something's on fire. Right now I'm at breakfast, running lines, because it's been 2 days because of the canceled shows since I've performed, and just find my sanity. Usually when I'm prepping for anything, I'm always by myself. I just like to, I don't like to talk to many people and things like that. I always let people know so they know I'm not rude or anything, but it just kind of helps me to get into my character, get my zen, and just find my balance on the inside. So I'll check in back with you guys after we finish our show. We are here in Charleston, South Carolina, a historical city and state. Didn't have much time to visit anything, so I can vlog that experience. However, any chance that I get, you know I will. Check back with you guys.
Met the broskies. God's plan. I can't do this.